load. Let's roll with dirty glasses today. Alright, so it's Tuesday. It is the 23rd of August, and it has been some time since I have recorded. Mostly because I haven't had this vehicle. We ended up having to take it back in to the shop shortly after we got it back a week ago, after not having it for nearly 3 weeks. So we're getting back into the flow of things, and it's been a somewhat interesting number of weeks, and just with a variety of things going on, where I've been mentally, physically, mosquito went out the window or not. So just all kinds of things. We've been tying up loose ends and dealing with car problems, and got into a minor accident in the Mustang last week, and had this car in the shop, and we went down to the coast a little over a week ago for our anniversary. It was nice. Had a great time. Got back, been still considering, thinking about the possibility of opening up our own management company, doing something, and relocating down to the coast, down the Corpus area. A lot of thoughts kind of hovering around that, but went through a stretch there. It was extremely hectic for me work-wise, and it took up most of my thoughts and my time, and I'm in kind of not a bad spot, but it wasn't a fantastic spot. So my assistant was on vacation for a week, which no big deal, but increases the amount of work that I have to take care of, because there's two of us handling the workload, and with him being gone, it just a little bit more on my plate. So, but I made it through it. But it was hectic and stressful. But part of it was invigorating. I was fired up because I was doing something that I hadn't done in a long time, and that was handling situations on a start-to-finish basis, instead of me handling part of it or delegating part of it to somebody else and then doing a follow-up, or just completely being kept out of the loop, which does happen. There's some things that come up, work orders and such, that get handled completely without my knowledge at all. That's just the way the system is set up, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in dealing with everything, kind of like when I was managing restaurants, having everything that came into the office that had anything to do with any of the properties that I manage, from start to finish, and being completely responsible for taking care of it, following up on it, was somewhat invigorating. Again, I miss that, and it bolstered that whole idea that I would like to, or feel like I could be successful at operating my own management company, myself and Rhonda. Having said all that, it was extremely stressful, because there were some stressful situations, and had some issues with ignorance that had to be dealt with. Ignorance from a tenant's perspective, ignorance from an owner's perspective, that again, they just don't understand the contracts that they sign, and what that obligates them to, and what it restricts them from doing in some cases. So nothing that was completely overwhelming, than I've ever been able to maintain previously. And but I was getting to that point. I was getting extremely, the weekends were nice. It gives you time to get away and reboot. And even when you do that, you're still partially connected. I still got emails coming through on the weekends for the emergency line, so I'm still being hit with issues that are going on with properties, and in some circumstances I need to react to them or intervene, and it does have an impact on your ability to relax and unwind and let go and refresh. So the camping trip, nice. The weekend at the Omni a week ago for our anniversary, nice, but still not completely separated from the office. And I knew I had this week coming up where I was going to be flying solo with no assistant, and I knew it was going to be stressful. And I had a couple of days where I skipped lunches, and I had a couple of days where I stayed late, and felt like I maintained and actually felt pretty invigorated by it. But definitely, come Monday of last week, I was hitting that wall, and I was like, I'm not going to make it through this. And I had been struggling with the whole idea of taking a couple of days off, and I knew, I couldn't take I'm restricted by other people's days off in the office. So I knew my assistant was out of the office for until he was coming back on Wednesday of last week. So I knew my days off had to be after that. And there's other people that are out of the office on other days. And then when you get to the end of the month, the last couple of days, you've got move outs and things like that. So it's not really a good time to take days off then. So I was trying to pick a period where I could take at least 2 of my 3.5 days that I had left. And part of me doesn't have a problem leaving them on the table as unused. They're partially there for sick days and partially for vacation days. It's just all personal time. But I'm not obligated to take them. But I keep going back to that commercial with this kid's voice talking about people not using their paid vacation days, and it really, they're paid days off. Use them, take advantage of them. But you have to be wise when you're doing it. You have to factor it in. And days off for me can be more stressful than if I had gone to the office, because I'm thinking about, even while I'm at home, and I'm trying not to, thinking about how many emails are coming in, how many things are coming up that they're not going to be able to, and I have to put faith in my coworkers that they're going to be able to handle that, and stepping away for those couple of days. It's been hard for me. It always has been, when I have a vested interest in what I'm doing, when I believe in what I'm doing and trying to do it right. And there's periods in my life where I've had jobs that I just don't care about, and taking a day off wouldn't faze me a bit, but it's not one of those situations, not one of those circumstances, so it causes me anxiety to be away from the office when I know things are going on. It's much easier when I know it's slow and there's not much going on, and I know that there's systems and policies and procedures in place to take care of those things, and I am not specifically needed there to handle those things, and I'm able to separate. When I take my vacation in January, it's much easier than right now, and we're on the tail end of the busy season. We're coming out of it, so but I hit that wall on Monday, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm requesting Friday and Monday off, and I was stressed about it, and I was stressed about it all week. It bothered me all week that I felt like I had the same amount of work, plus maybe a little bit more, because of things that I was still following up on from when my assistant was gone. But now I had less time to do it. I just basically reduced the amount of time that I had to complete the things that needed to be done. So it was a stressful couple of days. I bit the bullet on myself. I'm taking the days off. I just put in my request, and then I just dealt with it the rest of the week. And I felt like I should be looking forward to having a 4-day weekend, but I wasn't. I was anxious about it. It was causing me pain. And I stayed late Thursday night to get as much of everything taken care of as I could. There was a couple things, and they were non-critical. Nothing somebody's gonna die over. So, but I let those go, and Friday was hard. It was difficult for me. I was trying not to look at my emails. When my emails come through to my phone, there's no way to stop them. It's set that so that I get notifications when I need them, when I have to have them. 6426 is that one. So anyway, I got myself to a point on Thursday before I left where I felt comfortable with everything, and I felt strange. There was the anxiety that I had been feeling all week had changed, and I didn't feel excited like I thought I should for having a 4-day weekend, but I felt something different, and there was this sense of that something good was going to happen. I couldn't figure out what it was. It was an unusual feeling that I was experiencing, and but I took it into Thursday night and was like, that's fine, that's great. I'm off and I feel good about it. I kept telling myself, I feel good about this. What you say comes your way. I keep repeating that now. I've been using my own voice and statements of things the way I want them to be, not necessarily the way I don't want them to be, and using that really to have an impact on my life. And I've theorized on about that for years and years and years, and I've played around with it, but I've actually gotten into more being vocal, saying the things aloud instead of just saying them in my head. So and I think it's made a difference. I think it's helped me manipulate my situations and manipulate my own perspectives and perceptions and perspectives. Did I say both of them? Anyway, in a way that betters my life. Anyway, I need to do this sign and lockbox here real quick, so I'm just going to do a brief pause and we'll come back.